What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with a new deck profile of something I've been having a little bit of fun with. It's kind of a semi-fun, semi-competitive deck, and this is, I guess, you could call it BHT or FHT or something like that. This is Fire Fist Hand Traptrix. I know that some people have actually been trying to pioneer this concept, and without looking at anyone else's lists, and just after having played Traptrix hands and wanting to put a Fire Fist engine in there, I've kind of come up with this list, and I'm really quite happy with it, actually. I haven't taken this to any local events yet. I might consider it. I did play a game against regular Hat, and I lost, but it was a very close game. But that's literally all I've done with this, testing-wise. So maybe I'll test it on Dual Network and see where it goes. But for now, I figured I'd actually show you guys the deck profile, and let's see what you think of it. So to start off the list, we play 3 copies of Brotherhood of the Five Fist Bear, our big removal guy. The Five Fists basically take up the space where the artifact engine would be. They take up a very similar amount of space, and I guess they do a similar thing. While their attack stat is a little bit less, bears do have the same amount of removal as Morale-Tac. They just can't really be used as like a trap, basically. We play the 3 bears. The one I've forgotten his name now because this is German. Coach Soldier Wolfbark. Play the one Wolfbark because Wolfbark is sadly at 1. But hey, he's still crazy. You can still make great things. The great thing that this deck actually has access to is a skill drain, which Hat doesn't. So that's pretty cool. And then of course play the obligatory 3 Fire Hand and 3 Ice Hand because the hands are absolutely insane at the moment. So I don't see why any control deck wouldn't play them at the moment. Double Traptrix Myrmeleo. I'm considering bumping this to 3 because you love opening Myrmeleo, and double Traptrix Dinoaea. That is the Traptrix engine. I was playing 3-3. 3-3 was not a problem, but I wanted to cut some to make room for the 3 Cardcar D that the list is now playing. Cardcar D is an incredible opening card, and I've actually found that it's a really nice card mid to late game when you're playing against other hand variants, because sometimes you really have these stalemate games where you can literally both have a hand set and you can sit there for ages until the other one is able to set up a dweller with protection. And both players will just sit there with set hands for turns and turns and turns. So drawing the Cardcar D and just playing it and going for it is fine, because you're not going to do anything with that turn anyway in these grind game situations. So 3 Cardcar D, and it's also another type for my Dichotomy. So that's the complete monster lineup. This is going to be another quick deck profile, I think, because I'm running low on battery and I'm still kind of ill, even though it's my birthday. I'm ill on my birthday. How horrible is that? For the spell lineup, 1 Soul Charge, because we are playing a control-based deck, but sometimes you can make some absolutely blowout plays with this. So you don't want to draw it like it's not like you want to get to it as a win condition, but if you draw it late game, excellent. If you draw it early game, that's okay. But if you don't see it, it's really no problem. 1 Book of Moon. 1 Pot of Dichotomy, because we've got so many different types in the deck that we want to put back. 3 Pot of Duality, because we are playing a slow deck, and we pretty much never special summon unless we're exceeding or using the hands or Dinoaea. So we special summon a fair amount, actually. I take that statement back. But we can control ourselves. We don't actually have to special summon to do a turn. So 3 Duality, 3 Tenki, because you want to search out your Beast Warriors. So yeah, triple Tenki. And then double Lance, because I prefer Lance at the moment to MST, because MST forces you, if you want to blind space, to risk hitting artifacts and things of that nature, and also Forbidden Lance allows you to bait out things like this set Traptrix Trap Hole and Trap Holes, and Bottomless Trap Holes, and then you can respond and force the -1, but MST can't do that. MST can't force things out. So 2 Lance. That brings us to the end of the spells. Oh, I'm losing the plot today, I really am. Traps. I really like the trap lineup. This is probably my favourite part of the deck, I guess. I play double Wiretap. Wiretap is incredible this format. You really need to play it because of all the Hat decks that are going around. It's the most popular deck of the format. And you also need to play Wiretap rather than 7 Tools of the Bandit because of the artifact component. Wiretaps will send Sanctum back to the deck, whereas 7 Tools of the Bandit will destroy Sanctum and trigger it, which will allow them to destroy a card of yours. So Wiretap is good, and of course Wiretap doesn't cost you life points, which is pretty cool, but you do not want to be stuck with the 7 Tools of the Bandit against the artifact Sanctum, because you're going to get your field hit. So 2 Wiretap. 2 Call of the Haunted. You can use these to, of course, resurrect your Myrmelos to pop back row, your bears if you have a Tenki to pop monsters, and of course you can use it to Call of the Haunted back a Wolfbark, which can actually activate its effect rather than where Dinoaea can't actually activate her effect. And of course, when you're in a sticky battle phase situation where your opponent doesn't have a dweller, if they start swinging, you can Call of the Haunted for a fire or an ice hand, and you're pretty safe. If they want to swing into those, cool, they can take minuses, but if they don't, you've now got a solid monster on the field for your next turn. I then play 2 Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill, really, really strong. Again, far superior to Fiendish Chain this format because of artifacts. There's so many meta calls and meta kind of changes that you have to make because of the artifact cards. You can use this in your turn to deal with your opponent's artifacts, especially when this is in your grave. You can banish it and deal with their artifact effects. And also, if your opponent has a dweller, you can go aggressive with your hands by banishing the breakthrough skill in response to the dweller. I believe the same applies to Merogeist. I'm not sure if Merogeist returns stuff when it attacks. Let me just check. Yeah. So you can use it on Merogeist as well if they run a poor man's dweller. So 2 Breakthrough Skill, 2-dimensional prison, again, hands, 2 Traptrix Chapel. These are just strong against everything. Strong against Sylvans, Traptrix Myrmeleo, Dragon Ruler. Well, not Dragon Ruler so much, but when they make the bigger synchros, definitely Dragon Ruler, and their Xyz plays. I then play the standard Bottomless Trap Hole, and then I play Compulsory because this is really good against Xyzes. It can be a really good -1 in the Hat matchup, the 1 Torrential, and the 1 Solemn Warning. I say all these things because, like, as if I know those matchups, but I've only played a very small amount of Hat and things like that, I should admit. For the extra deck, I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing I would play is a 106 Giant Hand if I had it. Like, that's the only thing I'd put in this extra deck. Everything else is already here. So we start off with 1 Brotherhood of the 5 Tiger King. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the German name. He's just really, really strong when you can make it off a Wolfbark. He's a skill drain for certain monsters that you want to shut out. So you just gotta love this guy. 1 Cardinal is very rare that you would make this, but I wanted to have him in here as an optional because as an option because he is basically our version of Madolche Tiramisu. So Cardinal. 1 Exciton Knight because clearing the board is kind of good. 2 number 101 Silent Monarchs. I feel these are really, really strong at the moment. Again, with the artifacts, you can take their artifacts away. You can take away big Sylvan setups. You can take away their auras. You can take away Dragon Rulers, all sorts. So double arc. And for some reason, my computer wants to make a huge noise during the video because it's installing updates in the background. So it's probably going to make noises now because it's running up. 1 Dweller. 1 Merogeist, because I don't have 2 Dwellers. This would be 2 Dwellers if I actually had 2, but sadly I'm running the poor man's Merogeist. It's basically the same as Dweller, but you have to... This has to actually be the one to contact the monster rather than Dweller, and it's bigger than Dweller and if you don't have a water under this, so... It's got its plus points, but it also has its severe minus points. 1 D'Augusto Emerald. 1 Lavalval Chain. Lavalval Chain is actually really, really nice in this deck. I was testing against my friend Aaron, and the amount of setups you can do with Lavalval Chain, like putting Dinoaeas on top of the deck, is crazy. So Lavalval Chain is a very strong card in the matchup. 1 Maestro, the Symphony Djinn. 1 number 50 Black Ship of Corn. 1 Ken Gorgon, the Anti-Luminescent Knight. Something you can have a bit of fun with this is if your opponent really only sees like the Traptrix and the hand engines, you can make this and sometimes scare them into thinking that you have artifacts set. Because you can be all like, oh, this guy can redirect your MSTs. It's just something you can bluff with if you feel like playing a mind game and being all like, oh yeah, I can put your MSTs on my artifacts. Just by saying that means that they may think you have artifacts, so it's just a little bluff. But Anti-Luminescent Knight just puts in so much work. 1 Diamond Direwolf because Direwolf is crazy good. 1 Rhapsody and Berserk. Rhapsody and Berserk is actually really, really strong. It's double DD Crow, and in tandem with cards like Black Ship or making your Lavalval Chain or your D'Augusto Emerald huge, it's so strong. So Rhapsody and Berserk is great. And then the final monster I play in the extra deck is 1 number 103 Ragnar Zero. Ragnar Zero is something I've been having a bit of fun with, and it's one of the reasons why I really dislike my own deck, because my Tenkis put my Fire Fist guys up. Ragnar Zero can actually really, really hurt them because of those boosts. So it's the one card that I find myself really quite thoroughly afraid of, and I've realised I've been moving the playmat around under the camera, so everything might have moved a little bit. But yeah, guys, that brings me to the end of this deck profile. I've actually showed you everything in the list. I don't have a side deck currently built, because I'm lazy. And hey, this is my day. This is my day off. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this. This has been the only viable Fire Fist list that I think would work at the moment. I think that the Fire Fists have to play the hands at the moment because they are the control deck. Hands are the control cards. So that's my kind of input. I think this deck is fairly strong, but I do think that like Traptrix Hands and Hat are probably slightly stronger than this variant. But if you're looking for something fun, if you're looking for something to use your old Fire Fist engine on after the Fire Fist format died out, this is definitely the deck for you. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Hope you enjoy this wonderful 17th of June, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.